said to resend them, right? You don't have them anymore?
No, that's what I said. Resend them so I can listen to them.
I was gonna send you the website that I use for that because I was just scrolling through to like the hip hop beats, and then just if you found something on there, you like just send it.
I'm with it. And then
that's what I was gonna do. Just send it over to you,
and then we're gonna write a verse to it.
Because this one, I rock with this one, but yeah. Because but this isn't one that I don't think you could do that on.
Hold on.
Okay. Oh snap!
What's that? What's
nothing, man? Just
what's old snap?
You know how it is.
You know. I'm ready though, man. This is dope. It's been a minute. I feel like it's been.
This tea is.
I think we ain't went since the season started, dog. Has it been a month?
It's been a long time since we've done. We haven't done a show since the fantasy draft. I don't think.
You're right. Al's in the building. Jonathan's in the building. Detroit fan, man. Michael McDermott. Man. What's up? Aaron in the building. What up, though? Let's get it, dog. Who's on intro? You or me?
Yeah, it's popping. I think it's you, man. That's your.
No.
It's your.
Okay, I'll intro.
Yeah. What's up, Chad? We see y'all in here. Okay, let's get it going. You ready, Rad?
No, I'm not ready. I'm nervous.
Oh,
I'm nervous. No, I'm fucking ready.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs.
Yeah, baby, we back in the building. It's last second dose where we doing the most. You already know it's your boy Rad. I'm back. You know, it's been like a month and a half, but I'm here with my guy, Young Simba, Dose of Dion. What's up, baby? What it do?
Man, is the beat blaring for you too?
The beat's solid. It's solid.
It's okay. Let me turn it down a little bit. Man, okay, there we go. I thought that background looked sweet from the little picture that they gave me. Then I clicked on it, didn't realize it was a Panther. I don't even know what that was from. But it's good to have you back, man. I was fired up for this when you were like, yeah, let's do it. We're going to do a show. I know the chat. I was telling you before we got on, they were asking where you were at. Chad, he's here. Look, he's here, man. People were saying, man, they don't know where he went. And I was like, I think he's going to be back on soon. But you kind of had to, right? I mean, we're 3-1. I mean, as optimistic as we felt coming into the year, when you're actually doing it, you got to get on the show because we got to be hyped. That's all I'm going to be today. So, Chad, if you want realism, you may get a sprinkle of it, but you're also going to get a lot of craziness today. I'm just letting you know. How you doing?
From him, not me. You know, I'm good, man. I'm happy to be back. It's been a minute. I ain't had the camera on in like 2 months. You know what I'm saying? My boy Charles think I got a whole new camera. Nah, Charles, I just got the same camera. I just ain't been on showing face in a little bit. You know what I mean? You know, but I'm back. I'm happy to be back. Our Lions is 3-1. You know, and I'm feeling good. I think I predicted us being 3-1 at this point too. To be honest, I don't know. I think we need to go back to some of the old shows, but I think I said we were going to be 3-1. Yeah. It is what it is.
We can
maybe 2-2.
We can do. No, I got you because I feel like with that prediction, I don't know if you. I was just trying to figure out was this also one of your predictions? Because I don't.
Like I'm fantasy.
Just like looking. What do we got here? Okay, we have a win streak. So is that
okay?
Tell the people what.
Okay, but wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute. I didn't even know we was gonna start the show talking fantasy, but we can go there. No. Go back. Please go back.
Oh, okay.
Please go back. Let's don't start with fantasy. Yeah. Okay. Yes, I am 1-3. But if you show my team, can you please show my team?
I'll show you. It looks like you just won though. It's
not my fault that stars are underperforming. Like if you look at my team, you would be like, man, he got a little squad. I don't know why he's losing. Show the squad.
Brad, you have Jordan Love.
Show the squad. First off, because I didn't have a quarter. I had Aaron Rodgers. He got hurt first game of the season. Aaron Rodgers was the quarterback. Look at the squad, bro. If you look at the squad, if you look at the team, you be like, dang, how's Red losing? Look at the team, dog. It ain't my fault I'm out here losing. These motherfuckers ain't showing up. Look at the bench. Look at the bench.
Okay.
Mike Evans is on that bench.
Oh, Kareem Hunt.
T. Higgins is just really underperforming. He needs to. He's gonna be in Canadian League the way he playing. Like I can't control these motherfuckers. I got Mike Evans.
You got Jamal on there.
T. Higgins. Bro, I got a cool little squad. I shouldn't be losing.
Wow.
I shouldn't be losing.
Yeah, that's wild.
If you look at my team on paper, you'd be like, he got a good team.
Right. Especially
got a
Darren
solid
Waller.
squad,
I'm a little.
Oh, Darren Waller. Yeah, my homeboy, we made a trade, and I got Darren Waller. He ain't really been doing
How's
ish
he doing?
either.
Oh, yeah.
Terrible.
That's it. He wasn't doing anything, man. The dude was terrible. You know what? It's all good, though. I wasn't even trying to do that. I was just trying to match our predictions up with the, you know what I mean?
Okay. Right. I get it.
So
I get it.
we'll leave that there.
Get it.
It's a long season. You know, it's a long season.
It is. I mean,
we'll see how it goes.
Like 10 more games left. I'm good.
Chad, y'all know Dameon Pierce. He's coming. I don't know what he did last week, but he had like 2 or 3 10-plus yard plays. I'm just saying. That's something.
6 points.
Yeah. It probably wasn't much. I don't even know if he was starting, to be honest. He probably wasn't. But that's what we need. Sometimes you got to put him on the bench. That way he rises to the occasion. Like, hold up. You're not going to play then. Anyway, that's off topic. Chat, how we doing? We're back, man. We're here to talk Lions. And, I mean, you guys are already talking injuries. And I know I think Rad asked me about this. Not this, but this.
Oh, God. Will Harris.
About Brian Branch and whether or not he was healthy. And I know that Dan Campbell did his Monday thing. He said that he didn't have any update basically on him until they got into the week. And now they dropped their first injury report. So we can just like knock this out real quick because it's Wednesday. We haven't done this actually in a while. So we'll just take a look at what we got going on. There's definitely some, I don't know. It's tough. Like I heard St. Brown didn't practice yesterday, or I guess today as well. Abdomen. I don't even know what he's dealing with there. So I don't know. I always assume St. Brown's just going to play just because he just always plays.
Right.
Yeah. Like he's going to play. And so Brian Branch, I guess, is the big one because it looked kind of rough because he got re-hurt in that last game. And then Will stepped in. And look, the zone was fine, but then when they got him one-on-one, they just cooked him. So we'll see. They'll have that. We'll see on that. The good thing is, Red, I'll say this, without going super deep into it, the Panthers receiving core is not their strength. All right. That's one thing we know for certain. Their best receiver is Adam Thielen, okay? And look, he cooked us last year, but I'm just saying it's definitely not what they're best at. So this might be the best time to not have him, I guess, if he's not going to be here. And then Cabinda, we have Daryl Daniels playing fullback, so we're good. I think it's a lot of good news though. Taylor Decker limited, okay? It sounded like, Dan thought that he'd be fine. Kirby's back. Mosley's back. Those are the big ones. We gotta do that because Julian opened his 21-day period to come back, so maybe he does at some point. But it's really about these two, right? It's about Mosley. It's about J-Mo. Also, Big V's back. I don't like that Josh Reynolds on here, but Jameson and Mosley. Let's talk about that.
It's really about Mosley being back. To be honest, that's what I'm most excited about. Just because I know Jerry Jacobs had 2 interceptions last week, but I'm gonna be real. I don't think he's playing that good of football. He's known to get a penalty every week and things like that. So I'm excited to get Mosley back because I said it before the season started. I think he's going to be our best cornerback on the team when fully healthy. So that's my biggest one. J-Mo, I don't know. I mean, the offense has been clicking without him. So, I mean, I guess it's going to help us because now we do have a deep threat who could back the defense up because our run game has been solid. So he's going to help in that aspect. But now we got to make sure he catches the football.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at with J-Mo. I'm way more excited to get Mosley back than to get Jameson. I'm happy both are back. Don't get it twisted. I want all our players to be back, all our true starters to be here. But I'm more excited for Mosley because I think he can help out that secondary. Just because Jerry Jacobs ain't been playing his best football. I don't think he's playing terrible, but he hasn't been playing his best football. I think he's getting too many penalties, man. Ooh,
yeah,
check out
the
super
chat. He has been.
Shout
out to my man
jumping.
Ayub. Is that Ayub? I see you. Y'all got lucky. Next week we're fully healthy. Okay, I don't know
who are you talking about.
Next week, yeah, because I don't really understand this. So did we already play you, or are you talking about the Packers? If you're talking about the Packers, which I'm assuming you're talking about the Packers,
man, y'all could have had.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all got prime time this week. Y'all got the Raiders on prime time. I got y'all losing this week. I'm gonna be honest. I took y'all to take the L this week, and I don't like the Raiders. The Raiders are terrible, okay? But I'm taking them to beat the Packers. So we'll see. Let's get through that obstacle first. You know what I mean? But I appreciate you. Haley Alto. Oh snap! You driving
piece McNugget.
What? Hey, we see you. Jack, can we get some birthday cakes in there? Can we spam some birthday cakes for the love, man? We appreciate you, my man. Always showing love. And now Rad's back, so we're showing some love here. We can address this. I mean, I'll let you address this comment.
About if he's talking about the Green Bay game, bro, y'all was never in that football game. We jumped out on y'all and we continue to hold the lead and run the ball down y'all throat. Pause. Like, ain't nothing y'all could have did. We were the better football team, plain and simple. The North has shifted, bro. We run the North. The North has shifted.
Ooh.
I'm not worried about Chicago. Minnesota's still talented. What up, Panda? What up, baby? Minnesota's still talented. I don't think they're a good football team. I thought the record last year was a fluke. It's more reflecting how it should have been this year. That 1-3, I believe. Like, that's how I really feel about Minnesota. So, Minnesota still scares me. I'm Minnesota. I'm past Green Bay, bro. Green Bay ain't the issue.
Oh, like, they're just in the rear view. Yeah.
Bro, I'm not worried about them. I'm not worried about Chicago. Only person I feel like could possibly give us fits is Minnesota, and I'm not really truly worried about them, bro. We run the North, so we appreciate the love. If you're a Packer fan, y'all ain't y'all gonna probably take second or third in the North, dog.
That is love.
It is what it is. Like, it is what it is. So no, I'm not worried about Green Bay or Chicago.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Minnesota.
I'm with you. And Chad,
Minnesota.
I don't think he's hating Chad
either.
He's showing love. He's joining in the Lions chat. We appreciate him. Also, we appreciate my boy Michael, my boy. Hey, hold up. That actually is perfect with the 99-cent super sticker. I can't see the sticker, man, but I can see your picture, and it looks like, or maybe not. Maybe that's Burleson or something. You know what I'm seeing there, Red? I don't know if you can tell. That looks like a catch versus Seattle. You remember that game when they punched it out of the back of the end zone? That's all I'm thinking of right now. This is not giving me that picture.
Play. When we should have got the when you can't do that, you can't just kick it. Like, yeah, man, I don't want to. Let's not reminisce. This is good times right now. We're 3-1.
He said I gave you that cake. Hey, I appreciate you for dropping the cake in there, man. Showing love. Okay. So I mean, we can actually just touch on that real quick. So you're saying that Vikings are the team that you're still kind of worried. Look, and the thing is, I don't even think the Vikings. Like, they don't look bad. They're just throwing so many interceptions and turning the ball over. Every time they have an opportunity to score, they turn the ball over. They had a pick six against Carolina. It's like, dude, if Carolina had any offense, they're probably losing that game. It's just they couldn't move the football. And Chad is going crazy right now, Rad. KV Alto again with a 20-piece. Beat them 4 straight, but they got this. He did kind of call you out a little bit. You did kind of get him right there. This is true. This is 4-1 against them. Rad, do we run the North officially? Is that like the thing now?
I think we do.
Okay. We're heavy favorites. I was looking at the odds before this. We're heavy favorites now to win it.
We run
like minus 220.
But we low-key, we knew this going into the season. We ran the North. Like, this ain't nothing new to us, Lions community, but to the world, to America, like, it's new that dang, the Lions is good. The Lions is gonna win the North. Like, no, bro, we knew we was gonna win the North. We knew what we had building.
Chat, do this. If you're in the chat right now, give us what you think your final standings are going to be based on what you've seen so far. How does it end up finishing? Of course, the Lions are 1. Even my Packers guy will put the Lions at 1. We know that. Then who you got 2, 3, 4? That's an interesting one, man. Because you're saying Vikings. Do you think the Vikings finish second?
I do.
Okay. Yeah, I felt like last week was crucial though, because if they would have lost to Carolina, it felt like they could have started trading pieces. So that they needed that one.
It could have got bad.
Yeah, that would have got ugly fast. As for the Bears now, they're already talking about the draft picks and having 2 top picks. Them losing that lead to Denver, oh my goodness. 0-4 is just a killer. Anyway, T's Mass has talked to Iffy and their plan and practicing for the Super Bowl run. Okay. I mean, look, if I had his number. But I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, JT. Yeah. Did I miss anything? I don't think I missed anything. Yeah, can we, again, just spam some birthday cakes in there, man. Show some love to people. Show love in the chat. I think we need to talk a little bit more about those additions, though, because you said you thought Mosley would be the best cornerback on this team when we added him. And I know you were fired up because I think you immediately texted when we landed Mosley. I know I was pumped, too. We were both excited about Mosley. I think even more so personally at the time than Cam Sutton. Cam Sutton, the much bigger, like the piece. I feel like Sutton, you kind of know what he is, and he's been that so far this year. And I will say this to your Jerry Jacobs point, because I understand what you're saying. It hasn't been many flags. Some of them I think have been weak, but that's been like the biggest difference. He's now getting called for it. But I will say that I thought this last week, clearly his best week so far, not the best receiving core. but I did think they allowed him to play a little bit more straight up press. And I just think he's more natural there. I just don't think it's natural. Every time he has to play off, it just doesn't look right. And I think that's, you're seeing the flags come in, and it seems like they flag him 5 yards down the field once he gets contact.
Right.
Instead of the line, how you would used to, he would just get physical after the line. He'd just stay connected and he wouldn't get flagged. Now he's getting flagged. Him playing more press last week opened that up. But I think the thing that I liked about Mosley, and I know you did too, he plays a little bit different style-wise. He can play a little bit like Cam Sutton does. So has that at his size. He's a speedster, man. He's undersized, but he's super fast. But he'll press too. So he gives you a little bit of both. I think he's a much better mix for wanting to do defensively. Is that kind of what you're thinking?
That is, because he's scheme versatile. Like, he can play man, he can play off ball, he can play zone. I think he's a little bit more scheme versatile than Jerry Jacobs, because Jerry Jacobs, I think, is better suited, like to your point, playing up in the receiver's face, getting his hands on him early, and then reacting after that, as opposed to playing off ball. So, yeah, and then before Mosley got hurt, my boy Naylor, he gave me some stats. Like, he hasn't gave up a touchdown in like a whole season. So it's like, who wouldn't want a corner that hasn't given up a touchdown in a whole season? So, yeah, I'm excited. I'm very excited to get Mosley back over Jameson. I'm excited to get Jameson back, but I think Mosley stepping back in is more beneficial for the team than Jameson Williams, because we've been clicking offensively. Defensively, I feel like we've been solid too, but adding another corner that is top tier, or a good corner, that ain't gonna do nothing but help us on the defensive side. I'm always more worried about our defense than our offense with this Detroit Lions. Like, our offense click.
Yeah, I have that weird. Even when they don't play well, you still kind of like believe they're going to be fine. You just kind of know like they're gonna figure it out. They have too many pieces. Shout out to Crazy Clown in the building. He says, "What's up? We see you in here. We see y'all in here, chat. I'm reading it, so make sure you throw your comments in there." But to that Mosley point, I know, like, just to hit on like one more part of that. We say that we thought he was best corner when we signed him. I've been trying to echo that too, because I think he's going to be huge for us. But I think he also has by far the most upside of any corner we have. Like, when I look at it, I know I was like, I wanted Stephon Gilmore. I think we talked about that as like a potential trade option. Dallas got him, and he's good for Dallas. He's great for them. But I feel like Mosley is the kind of guy they just want to see him, because they know if they see him and it plays well, they'll give him that extension. Stephon Gilmore's not really in that range. He can play well, but it's like, he ain't going to be here for 4 years. This dude, I think they'll legit pay him 4 years. And it actually makes me want to ask you one more question. CJ Gardner-Johnson looks like he's out for the year, man. That was a killer. Oh, my goodness. What does that do? Like, does that, to you, do you think, and maybe we just don't know at this point, we look strong at safety. We're going to grade that in a second here, but do you think there's a chance that he could get re-signed with the Lions because of the fact that I think his price point's going to go down? I don't see him really getting a long-term deal now because he's only played 2 games. What do you think about that? Or do you think he's just now out of the door kind of?
I think we should re-sign him. I think they will re-sign him just because what he brought, the intensity. And when CJ was playing, I don't care what anybody says, he was the best defensive player on our team. For those first couple of weeks, I thought he was our best defensive player. He was dang near in every tackle. He brought the intensity. So I think he deserves like a 2-year deal. Now, I'm gonna take. I don't want to get into like what the money I would move around, but yeah, I was signed to do to 2 years, because having him and Kirby Joseph of our safeties, and then you got BB at our nickel, we're solid. I think at that point, safety wise, we got a top 5 safety tandem in the NFL. If you re-sign him, yes, I would 100%. Resign Chauncey, and I think they are going to resign him. I think they can see what he brought to the table, bro, because when he was out there, Buddy was making plays. It was out of him and Brian Branch. And as of right now, I think Brian Branch is our best player on our defense too. I know Aiden Hutchinson been showing up, and Lee McNeil been showing up, and things like that, but I still think Brian Branch is our best defensive player right now.
Yeah, that's you can make a strong case, I think, for that, to say that because every week he's just been consistent. He's like, and he's making plays in he's like doing all the little things that you would think a guy like CJ would do at that spot, but he's a rookie. And I keep going back to the fact that he basically had Tracy Walker on the bench. He had that guy with the big 3-year deal sitting on the bench because he played so well in camp that they had to start the guy. And they didn't even need him. They weren't going to draft him, but they're like, oh, he's still there. He's falling. So let's just go get him. He's been great too. So that's the tough part, because it's like, what do you do with Iffy? Like, Iffy has looked fine at safety. I wouldn't say it's been perfect, but it's looked fine for him. I don't think he's had to stay. So it's like, what do you do there? Because he was a draft. I don't have an issue with re-signing him personally. I'm with you, because And I think the Lions are almost playing it like this a little bit too, where it's like on paper, you'd say, well, we don't need him because Branch is going to be the slot going forward. And then we have the safety depth. But as we're seeing, like with linebacker, for example, they're just rotating guys. I don't think we're ever going to really see that maybe as much in the back end, but that depth is just so crucial right now where it's like, dude, we have starters back there. And I don't know, like you have to manage the money side of it, but I wouldn't have an issue because I think his price point is low enough after this injury where you could get him back. Right. And I thought we would re-sign him. I was with you. I thought we'd re-sign him going into the year because I thought he'd have a huge season and they'll just be like, we have to bring him back. But now it's a little bit, I don't know. We'll see. But
I think we should.
Okay.
Just because Tracy Walker dropped a couple interceptions that I feel like CJ Gardner-Johnson made.
Oh, yeah. That's the difference right there.
T. Walker had a couple hit him in his chest plate, his hands, and it's like I feel like CJ is probably making that play. That's just me.
That's the difference.
Nothing against
Walker.
Y'all know I like T. Walker.
Right.
I think he's a good football player. I think he's a good safety, but I still think CJ is better than Tracy Walker. Tracy Walker has been playing solid football, and so is Iffy. I don't think they've been playing bad to have both our safeties down. I think they've been holding up pretty well.
Right. Yeah, and I'm curious to see what they do when Kirby Joseph comes back. I'm assuming Tracy's just going to start with Kirby. That's what I would do, but that puts Iffy back on the bench again. But it's a good problem to have. But I'm with you. That's like the big difference between Tracy is he just doesn't come up with the interceptions. Like he's super aggressive, just like CJ is. We know as a tackler, and even in coverage he's super aggressive, but he just doesn't finish the play like CJ does. And CJ, I thought he was giving up maybe some things like here and there, but it was almost just because like he's just here. Like he's only played 2 games as a Lion, so I don't know. We'll see what they do with that. I'm assuming they won't bring him back, but I would. Anyways, I also want to touch on Jameson a little bit because I know we're both more excited to see. Okay. We're more excited to see Mosley. I think rightfully so because he's going to be great. And it sounds like, Chad, this week he's going to play. He's just going to mix with Jerry. Jerry's probably going to get a majority of the snaps. It kind of just think of what we did last year, when we rotated with Jeff Okudah. We'll probably do that again. And it sounds like Jameson's going to be limited in snaps, which makes sense. But, I mean, what does this mean for the offense, man? What does it mean for Marvin Jones Jr.? Like, he was getting a few snaps in there. He just didn't get targets. He has like a specific role. And I think Randall L said it perfect. Like, there's certain routes that we'll run with Marvin that we're not going to run with Jameson. So there's a different role for them. But like, what's the ceiling? What's the ceiling with Jameson back this year?
This year?
To what he can add to this offense. Yeah. Like if it hits perfectly
instantly he's going to back a defense up. So I think he's going to affect the middle of the field in the run game instantly. I think just having him out there, you got to respect his speed. Okay. Not his catching ability, but at least you got to respect that speed. So that's step one. And then 2, he could be the Jameson Williams of Alabama, where he's making these big plays for. I mean, he had a big play last year, but I'm at the point where he got to prove it now. I mean, because we're 3-1, you've been doing dumb stuff. We found out you got a drops issue. You showed it in preseason, actually. You alligator armed a bomb that could have been a big game. So I agree with Coach Campbell. Like, he has to show that he's reliable more than anything. Like, hey, just make sure you know the playbook. You're going to stay healthy, be available, run block, and then we'll get you some targets. Like, I'm not expecting a big game out of him. If we take a shot with him and it connects, thank you. I love it. Let's feed off of that. But I don't see too much this first week. I'd put him in there. No. Back up the defense because you got to respect the speed at the end of the day.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't think he plays as much this week either. It's like what is it going to be as the season goes? But I was thinking about this yesterday because I remember we were talking about this during the preseason. It's like if he hits and it really comes together this year, he could be like our Brandon Cooks. I think that's the idea, that he'll be that kind of guy. I mean, I know he's your guy, but because that's the kind of routes that he can run. It's like the Khalif routes, you'll see those mixed in there, but it's like I don't know. He can run the routes of Brandon Cook, specifically with play action setup. That's to me where he's gonna live, because it's like he's just, to me, every time I look at him, I think of just a guy that's just gonna eat on double moves, and we don't really have that guy. Like even Josh Reynolds, right? His little shot play, like it was a 3-step, and he put it up there. That's not the kind of route that Jameson is gonna eat on. I don't think he's gonna eat on like the double move routes that need to be set up. So it's like that is completely different than I think anything that we do have. So maybe if that was just like, let's say if every other game we got one reception for 40 plus yards out of him or 20 plus yards out of him, that's money for us. That's money for us because he's completely different than Laporta.
No,
You don't that
no,
this year. That's not
no.
money for us. I think that's
I'm
money
not
for us.
settling
I'm
for that.
taking that.
I'm not
I will settle
settling
for that.
I
Like you
'cause
said, he has to prove it.
we can't because he does have to prove it, but I can't take you get a 20+ catch a game.
That's
Like,
it. That's a game breaker right there.
We
Boom.
traded
One
up for
big play.
you. You were a first round pick. We traded up for you. One big play is not enough, bro. Like I'm sorry.
Okay. See, look, I was trying to be conservative because I know it's going to be a transition.
I can't accept that out of him. Like I'm at this point, J-Mo, you got to.
Well,
I'll give you this. Second year. Go before I get into
what if he averaged? What if he averaged for the rest of the season? Let's say per game, 2 receptions, 45 yards. I'm happy with that.
Each reception was 45 yards, or
no.
He
just averaged 2 receptions, 45 yards total per game. That was his per game stats. I'm happy with that.
I'm not okay with that. No, I'm not okay with that because we traded up to get you. You were a first round pick. So at this point, you're only good for one big play a game. That's not enough out of a first rounder. Aiden Hutchinson is good for more than one big play a game.
Yeah.
And Sewell is blocking his off. Jahmyr Gibbs has been taking plays. He's getting hit, bouncing off tackles and extending plays. I know they're not like huge gainers, but when you can take a hit and extend the play for another 5 to 10 yards, I feel like that's, you're adding something. Laporta, a second round pick, has been making big plays. Brian Brent.
Oh my God. He's been crazy.
I'm just going first 2 round draft picks out of that we've had. No, bro, that's not acceptable. Two receptions,
but I feel like it
45 yards. It's not for him.
Within this offense. That's money.
He doesn't.
No, that's not a pass.
I think that's
what we need. But is that a pass or is that what this offense needs? Because I feel like we have the reception guys. I think personally for me it would be enough. If I get one big play out of him a game, I'm feeling really good. I need me one reception in every game. I feel awesome about it.
Nah, I need about 70 yards receiving out of him. That's at that point where you're getting a 40-yard catch, bam, and then we're gonna get you about 3 more receptions to get those 30 yards. No, bro, I need 70 yards out of you. You are a first round receiver that we traded up for. We traded up for you.
Okay, but how about this? Right,
45 yards a game is not enough for a person that we traded up for in the first round. No.
Okay, so here's the difference then. Here's where I think we're disagreeing. Here's where I think because I'm with what you're saying, especially long term. Like I think when St. Brown is going to get paid because he's going to probably he might get paid after this year. I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be soon. Yeah,
we need to lock him in.
So that dude's going to get paid. So when these guys start getting paid, you're probably going to have to ask him to do a little bit more. But even with that, we're not really paying any receivers. So to me, it's just like. If I hit him on a couple screens, because I think that could be a really good role for him, I would love to see him throw some screens his way. I think that's just it. We don't really have another receiver that can take that outside of we tried it with Green a little bit in the preseason. I think he's got some ability there, but I think Jameson's the biggest game breaker that could catch a receiver screen that we love to throw, and he could actually do something. Oh, okay, we're good. Chad, am I still here? Brad, am I still here?
There you
go. I'm just making sure I'm still here.
I didn't hear.
Okay, I don't know what happened. That was weird.
I don't either.
Man, what did I? Okay.
I'm a go. I don't think J-Mo.
Yeah,
to your point, I don't think that 45 yards a game for our receivers good. No, not for the rest of this year. Not long term. To where you're saying, yeah, I think he should average 70 long term. No, he should average 70 now. He should average 80 now.
I just need one big play a game.
You got back 2 weeks early, so you missed 4 games. Okay, you missed the first quarter of the season. You still got 3/4 left. At that point, show why you were the 12th pick in the draft. I don't know if he needs to get his confidence back. They need to call his number or what, but no, bro. This week, I'm okay with one big play. I'm okay with this week with one big play. But after that, bro, you got to get in rhythm. You were supposed to be the best wide receiver out of that draft when I thought it was Chris Olave and Drake London. Excuse me. So, no,
and I'll say this side note.
Olave. We should have got Chris Olave.
Well, I'll say this side note though. Drake London, bro, they got to throw him the football. That offense, I don't know.
They don't do nothing for Drake. It's so bad.
Yo, they got weapons and they don't.
It's so bad. Kyle Pitts can't eat. Drake London can't eat. It's either they running the ball or they throwing an incomplete pass in Atlanta. It's bad. It is
it's
bad,
a struggle
bro.
over there, you know.
It's bad.
But like, I get what you're saying. I actually pulled up the stats because I think we talked about this last time we talked about Jameson in the preseason. When the Rams acquired Brandon Cooks his first season there, he was more towards the stat line that you're saying, right? 5 receptions a game and averaging 75 yards a game. Kind of where you're saying, like, that's where him to eat right there. And that if he hits that stat line, that's fantastic. Flip it the second year, which was a big drop off because they lost some pieces. 3 receptions a game, averaging 41.6 yards per game. So I'm kind of anticipating that maybe it's a little bit closer to that number, especially this year. But long term, if he can hit that 2018 mark, I think they would love that. Something near that 2018 mark, because I think he could play a similar type of role that Cooks played. But even though, like, I think we're going to have a lot of games where you want to, like, Jameson should be someone that I think can beat pretty much every defense just because he has a specific role that can be unique to every defense that you face that could be difficult to match up with. But I do think that we have so many pieces now where it's like we're going to have games where certain guys just don't eat. But I guess you're saying you think Jameson should consistently eat. And I think there's a role in which he could. But anyway, I don't know.
He should. He's a first.
It's good. It's a good to have him back, you know?
It is good to have him back. He's going to back up defenses. I'm happy he's back. But I'm gonna give you a little slide this week. But after that, bro, I need you to produce, bro. I'm sorry. He needs to produce.
Okay. All right. Well, let's do this. Let's just start giving out some grades then, because we're doing something that we've done in the past, just a little bit different. We used to give out like report cards after each week. Now we're gonna do it for the quarter of the season. We're a quarter of the way through. It's been a while since we've done a show, so we're back and we're bringing it back the only way we know how to, with a little bit of a grade. Man, like my prep for this, I kind of winged it a little bit. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I know what I want to say with certain things, but I'm kind of like, all right, this is more. I think this is more for the discussion than really specifically the grades. All right, so that's kind of how I'm looking at this. That discussion of how each player is, how the positions has performed specifically. So these are the positions, Brad, that I put out there. Of course, quarterback is really just one, but running back, receiver, tight end, and I'm doing it based on expectation. So, like, for example, Bam Knight stepping in, all right, he didn't need to go crazy because I wasn't expecting that. He was fine. So that's kind of how I'm looking at this. My man says Zonovan Knight or Craig. Definitely Craig for me. I like Craig more, but that's me. Anyway,
Craig.
Brad, you ready to do this?
Yeah,
Craig. Yeah, Craig's. Yeah. You want to do? Quarterback start at special teams or quarterback? Okay.
I was going to start it. Oh, you want to work our way up? We can work our way up and leave Goff.
I mean,
last.
yeah,
I'm with that. That makes sense. I like that. I'm gonna give special teams. I'll give it I don't know what we're doing. A, B, C, T. I'll give it an A.
You can add the minus if you want. You can add the minus and the plus.
I'll just give it an A. I don't feel like we've been bad on special teams. Kickoff team has been very well. Kick return's been solid. Punt return's been good. I think Khalif Raymond's been gaining at least 10 yards per punt return that he does catch, and that's all I ask from you. Like, at least get us a first down, which he does. Patterson's been solid. I can't think of him really missing any field goals that he shouldn't be missing. I'm going to give special teams an A.
Yeah, that's the only thing is Patterson's just limited. Outside of him being limited, everything else, like, you just know there's certain kicks he's not going to take. But he makes with him, but
he'll make them 30s.
Yeah.
Them 30s. I don't even know if he hit a 40 yet, but he'll make them 30s. I think that's terrible as your field goal kicker in the NFL. He can only hit high school kicks, but we'll take it. It's an A. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's pretty accurate. We got a dog there. He's Rad's favorite pickup this offseason. Honestly, though,
Brian Branch.
One note,
right. I did call that. I did.
Yeah, we're absolutely Raleigh Patterson. Here's the thing, though. I will say the special teams where they've been elite, Rad, is like kickoffs. Teams just got to stop returning. Just take a fair catch. It's a new rule. I don't know why teams are not just fair catching at the 3.
They've been running, boy. They've been going to get them.
Man, they got to stop. They need to stop. They're just backing themselves up over and over. So yeah, that's been an A there. I'm with you. Okay, safety. Now this one's a little different because we missed so many pieces that I feel like for some of these is like the first time figuring it out. Like what if he is actually going to look like playing safety? For me, I went with a B here.
I'm going to say a B also, just because if he is a backup, T-Walk's low-key a starter, but he a backup currently.
He getting paid like a starter. Yeah.
They've been playing solid. Those first couple of weeks, I think CJ and Kirby was playing solid. I'll give them a B. They haven't really been missing any tackles. I can't think of tackles they missed. So I'm gonna give it a B. I think T-Walk needs to come up with a couple more interceptions because he's jumping the routes. Just catch the ball, playboy. Like, God, it's not hard to catch a football, especially with the gloves that football players have nowadays. They got so much stickum on them. Like, catch the ball, dog. Quit using your shoulder pads. Use your hands. But anyways, a B.
Right. And I'll say, to add to this, you just said your favorite player, Brian Branch. He gets some love for this too, because he's I'm counting as a slot majority of the time, but he's allowed us to play as a safety. We've been able to play really heavy up front because we just only put one real safety on the field, and he plays the other safety position. So he's given us that flexibility too. That's been huge. So yeah, it's a B. It's been really strong from safeties, mixing in and out. Okay, we're on the cornerback. This one was. I'll let you go first. We'll kind of rotate this.
So are we sliding? So is Branch sliding in the corner? Is he there?
Yeah, most of the time I'm putting him there. Yeah.
Okay.
Because he's been great. Yeah.
I'm gonna go B just because Brian Branch is in there. I mean, Jerry Jacobs came up with 2 interceptions last week, but before that, I thought Jerry Jacobs was playing at a D-F level. I'm sorry, y'all can say what you want, but I think Jerry Jacobs has been playing bad up until last week. I'm gonna give it a B because Branch has been uplifting them. Cam Sutton's been doing solid.
Yeah. Cam Sutton's been exactly what you expect.
Wait, Will Harris slides in there too. B, because Will Harris dropped him. You're lucky Will Harris didn't drop us down to a C. No, you better not. I do not even want to get
outside of the big play. There was
Will
some
Harris
good in there.
Is buns.
There was some real good in there, and then there was the big play.
Hey, real quick,
there was good in there.
Let's be real.
Can we
be real?
There was some good in there.
Let's be real.
I'm 100% real. Yeah.
Do you truly like Will Harris? Like all jokes aside.
I do. All jokes aside, I actually do. No, because I'm being realistic about his role. Like I don't like him as a starter. I would not want him as my starter. But do I like him as a backup against in most situations? Yeah. Because like there was a lot of he gave it the big reception that honestly the play shouldn't have happened. But he had a TFL to play before that. He plays the run. He plays his zone well. We saw it at the end of the game. I like him. He's limited, but I like him.
You lucky he's on a good contract.
Yeah, that helps too. Like if we were paying him big bucks, I would be like, "Ooh, that's not good." But,
Now Will Harris, I don't like Will Harris, but I get your point. He's a backup guy that can play multiple positions. Someone gets hurt, we could slide him in. Pause. But nah.
And in fairness, this has been a really tough position to play. Like we know this is a very difficult position to play in terms of usually you give up a ton of receptions. The slots usually give up tons of receptions, high completion percent. Like it's been so big that we found Branch because if we really think about it, since Campbell's gotten here with Brad Holmes, we've been searching to find a guy that can play that role for us.
100%.
And now they found it. They've been searching. So it's been tough to find that. And if you ask me like, oh, would I rather have AJ Parker in that role or I'd rather have Will Harris. So like to put it in that context, that's why I rock with
I'd rather have Will Harris. I still think he's not good, but okay. He's a good role.
Well, you might be playing this week. We'll see. You might have to get that rematch with Adam Thielen, you know.
Oh God.
Run it back.
And that's gonna get bad. That's gonna get bad, bro. Thielen is gonna
see, you know.
Bro, let's be real. Thielen is going to cook Will Harris.
It might be a matchup, yeah.
37
that might be a little bit of a
Adam Thielen is gonna cook Will Harris. Remember I said it. We better hope Brian Branch is playing. I'm serious.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, Branch is on another level. I actually originally gave this a C+, but I'm gonna give it a B-, mainly because of Brian Branch. I'm actually gonna push it up a little bit, mainly because of Brian Branch. He's been so good at that spot.
I'm gonna give it a B.
Okay. Now I rock with it. It's good. That's a solid grade.
It looks like mine says B-. Is mine? Am I tripping, y'all? Did that say B- on mine?
No, yours says B.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right. No, I'm on the wrong side. You're right. There we go. All right. Linebacker. Now, this one I feel like is really tough to judge. You know, a lot of times it can be really difficult, but I'll tell you what, some of this might be just recency bias because I just got done with this last game. I'm really liking the way these linebackers are playing. Alex Anzalone's playing so fast right now. Like he seems on top of everything. And then Derek Barnes has emerged. Like he's become like legitimately like we have to. It's not all been great, but we have to get him on the field. And then Jack Campbell's got like some flexibility to him. He's showing some flexibility to him. And I'll say this, right? I want to get your thoughts because you're the linebacker. Like this is your position, so I want to know what you think about this. I was thinking last night, and I put it in a video, but I was thinking. We played Miami last year. Remember, they were cooking us on all these little play action plays, right? Everything was like, oh, we got to get back. Our linebackers got to get back. And I was thinking, having Jack Campbell feels like our answer to that in a way. Like we need our answer to figure out how do we deal with it. Because like a lot of teams are going to this, we're seeing it. Like how many teams run pistol now? I mean, there's like 4 teams that we've already played like 4 teams that have run pistol offenses. And we see that with Miami. Everything's quick play action, hit the crossing routes. Everybody's got speed. We need our guy that can actually get depth and affect the passing lane because so many offenses like are trying to live in that second level. You'll get teams like the Bengals that try to get wide. You'll have like you'll have like the Josh Allen Bills that are a little bit different, but a lot of teams kind of live in that area. And I think it's because of the Brock Purdy's. It's because of they don't have the big arms. So like we needed our answer for that. And I think ultimately when we look back, he's going to hopefully be sort of our answer for that. I think that'll be his biggest trait. But right now, overall, I really like the way the linebackers have played.
I'm giving our linebackers an A. Y'all can call me crazy, but we've been doing very solid against stopping the run. Barnes has been in the backfield. Alex is playing his best Detroit Lion football since he's been here. The rookie has stepped up well. To your point, Jack Campbell has stepped up well. He's got into some passing lanes. He's making a couple tackles. He even got a sack. Rodrigo, he's playing cool. But I'm going to give him an A as an all-around unit because we played 4 backers, and I'm going to say that is an A for them.
I like that.
A minus or an A, but I'm giving them an A.
I had him with a B+ wrote down. So you're actually going above what I put, which I love that. Because it's we haven't even really seen Jalen this year, but you feel really good about the fact that they're able to rotate. And they're not rotating because they don't have it. They're rotating because they kind of have to put the other guy on the field. Like you shouldn't have to. We should, if we're thinking about where we thought a lot of people thought our linebacker unit was, which I know I've always thought was better, but you have a first round pick in there and he's not getting the starting snaps consistently. That's pretty good.
That is
okay. D line.
Okay,
I can start with D line. Actually, I can start here if you want. I think the D line's been fantastic, specifically based on expectation. Ali McNeil, I think the last 2 weeks has started to take off. We're like, okay, Ali McNeil, yeah, he's that dude. We can see the athlete that he is. John Kaminsky, it felt like he wasn't as dominant early, but he's like, to me, he's who was I gonna say? I don't remember. I was gonna say he just who he is. You know exactly who he is. And he kind of just feels like that same player from last year, which is great for him. You can throw Hutchinson in this mix. He's taking steps this year. We've seen that. I mean, he's getting tons of pressures. Overall, though, the biggest thing for me, the run defense has started it. And it's really started with those guys in the interior. The Benito Jones, man, he looks like a dude that you want to keep around for a while. Even if he's maybe not your long-term starter, he could be because he's young. I mean, even got Broderick Martin in the mix, but he's been legit. So I gave them as a unit, I gave them a B+, but I kind of want to move it. I'm going to stick with the B+.
I would agree with that B+. As of late, they've been coming on strong. McNeil's been flashing. We get Big Bugs back. He flashes. Benito Jones has been flashing. And Kaminsky, he's like a glue guy. Like you know what you're gonna get out of him.
Yes.
Week in, week out. He's not gonna pop all the time off the tape, but he's just consistent. I think Harris has been solid. I would have liked a little bit more out of him. I'm waiting for that game where he can kind of take over a game like he did a couple years ago.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna give him a B. I'd go with a B+ because they have a part into the us shutting down the run game. I just still need. I'm basing it off of those first couple of weeks where we didn't have any sacks or anything like that. But I'll give them a B+ because if they was producing with some sack totals those first couple of games, I could easily say they're an A because we're shutting down the run and you're getting after the quarterback. But B+ I think is fair. And then
I love that.
I mean, losing our best pass rusher in Houston is also hurting us.
Yeah. Yeah. When you chat, if you guys don't know, the impact of losing your second best pass rusher is kind of like losing the butter to your popcorn. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's huge.
And he's absolutely
that's
really good.
Huge.
That's
huge.
I mean, chat, when y'all eat popcorn, I mean, I'm just saying you can, but you're gonna be like, dang, this is kind of whack. I would have just bought the Twizzlers if I could go back. I mean, I spent $5 on this thing. What are we doing?
Right.
You bought it though, and they were out of butter, and they didn't tell you until you bought the thing. So that's what that is, man. But I will say, Charles Harris is giving you something. Charles Harris, like, you know, those little seasoning bottles, you know, where you kind of, they're like not great, but it's like, all right, you got it. I mean, you got like the weird little flavors. It was a thing for a second, but people don't really buy these, but you have it, so I'll use it. That's what Charles Harris. It's good. Yeah. Charles, especially the last couple games.
I still want Chase Young.
He had a nice little sack last week. I was watching him. He had a nice little sack last week on a good offensive line. I wish
we would have traded for Chase Young. I really do.
Hey, you know,
I really do.
Charles has been solid though. Charles has been really strong.
Charles Harris ain't he's not the answer, bro.
I mean, he's good though. I think a lot of teams would take Charles right now.
He's solid.
Not as a 1, but as a 2.
He's solid.
He's a plus. He's a plus player.
I wouldn't say good. I would say solid.
I rock with that. I feel like he's more consistently winning right now, pass rusher than last year. Just from the eye test, I just feel not like he's dominating, but I feel like he's winning a little bit more than last year. Anyway, though, there's a good grade. Let's go to the.
Do you think Romeo? Well, really quick. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Do you think Romeo should start over Charles?
No. And Romeo had a nice little rush last week. You know, he had the little inside move. I wouldn't start him though over Charles.
Okay.
But okay, so let's go offense now. We'll go with O-line. And actually, I said this is based on expectation, Red. And I thought last week was one of their strongest weeks. I went with this is so bright. I went with the C+.
Okay.
Now that's again expectation, because I thought, you know, you go back 2 weeks against Atlanta, I thought we were really struggling. This week, you know, it wasn't perfect, but I thought it was more so of the movement that their D-line did than anything. But I had one block that I showed. I don't have it with me right now to actually show, but like where Frank Ragnow was reset, like Frank Ragnow's a dog, but it's more so just expectation. I thought we had some really rough stretches in there these last couple of weeks from, you know, the starters, you know, the guys that we expect. Penei Sewell was forced to flip. That didn't help. But, you know, between Jonah Jackson, Frank Ragnow, I was like, we shouldn't be losing this battle. It felt like at times against Atlanta, we were losing the battle. And that's where we're built we're built to play through that offensive line. So expectation, I give it a C+, but for most teams, it's pretty darn good. So I like it. I think it's just,
I'd give us a B. I would, because our run game, I feel it seems somewhat consistent. 90% of the time, I feel like we're getting a push. And at that point, you're winning. You're not going to win every snap in the NFL. And I feel like 90% of the time, they're getting movement and opening up holes. Pass protection, due to injuries, I'm going to give them a little cut. You know what I mean? Because we had to flip and dip a couple players, move some players around. Pass protection has been solid, but as far as like the run game, I feel like 90% of the time they win their battle and they can open up a hole. So I'll give them a B. Expectations, yeah, they should be an A. You're right, because you're supposed to be our best unit on our team. And they've had flashes where they show that. And they have also controlled the line of scrimmage. I would say majority of this season so far, they have controlled the line of scrimmage. So I'm going to give them a B.
Yeah, I thought last week was a good step for them. I thought that was a big step for them, because, again, even there was some negatives in there. It was like, hey, they still got talent there. And no one ever really talks about like Kenny Clark. Slayton was legit, man. That dude on that interior defense line they had, he was a real player, man. So they had some dudes over there. Even though their run defense hasn't showed it statistically, they got some guys. All right, on the tight end, this is probably this has got a really high grade for me. I can start unless you want to start here. I got a really high grade on this one.
I mean, if
I'll put it up there.
Laporta's play, I'm gonna say an A.
Yeah,
we're just strictly based on how Laporta's been playing. I think Laporta's
I went with an A
minus very well for us. I forgot we're doing minuses and stuff. Okay, I can give you. You know what? Give him an A. Laporta's been solid, bro. I ain't got.
But there's other tight ends, you know. That's why minus, because there's other tight ends. James Mitchell to me has been very iffy, specifically as a blocker.
Yeah, I was like, where's James Mitchell?
Yeah, that's been the biggest thing. Brock, I thought Brock Wright last week. Like, it was like, hey, Hendon, like he seems to get caught off guard sometimes blocking. But we like last week we started moving him a lot to like lead block, and I was like, all right, there's really some here. You can even throw Darryl Daniels up. He seemed fine at fullback. Like, I think we could go forward with that, honestly. Anyways, we need a bigger sample size. But if he ended up being the guy that they just kept around for that role, I would understand it. You know, like I could see them doing that. He's probably going to play again this week. So it's been a lot of good. And Laporta's been awesome. He's setting rookie records and all of those things. But yeah, I think this has to be a strong grade.
I'd give Laporta an A.
Okay.
Wide receiver.
Yeah, wide receiver. Is that what I put on there? Yeah, I put that on. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Wide out.
You want? I can go first if you want. I already got
Jump
my
us
grade.
off. Jump us off. Jump us off.
All right, so I went with a B plus.
Okay.
Mainly,
why not an A? Why not an A?
Why not an A? Okay. Oh, hold up. Let me get this thing coming back. Why not an A? So it's, well, I mean, obviously, I think a lot of it's been, we just haven't got a lot of production out of Marvin, but I think it's in there. I think it's going to happen. He won't have a big game, I don't think ever, but I think he's going to get some touches because they've been trying to mix some looks in there. Honestly, Josh Reynolds has done so much. St. Brown, the expectations are really high for him, so we expect him to do. He had a really bad drop a couple games ago. I know, look, it's one drop, dude. But it's also St. Brown, so you expect him to just be great all the time. So that's kind of where I set the bar. So it was a really bad drop for him. Outside of that, he was beating Terrell and man coverage. So like, all right, he's doing his thing. He's been great, and it's really just been we haven't gotten it fully going, I think, in some spots. But Josh Reynolds has done really well. Like, we didn't ask anything of him against really Atlanta. AJ Terrell just took him out of the game. We just didn't throw that way. And then this last week, like the 2 weeks ago, we wanted to go at him just like we want to go at Seattle. Khalif Raymond takes off when we want to go at Seattle. So it's been a lot of moving parts there. We've been able to get a lot of guys going. So B plus. I think that's a strong grade, man. I mean, yeah. I could have went A, but man.
I'm gonna give him an A just because they're truly, besides St. Brown, they're not top tier wide receivers, and they're finding a way to get open and catch the ball. Josh Reynolds has over 200 yards receiving. Khalif Raymond has over 100 yards receiving. They're really just I can't even think of the words.
That's a good point.
People didn't even want Josh Reynolds anymore or Khalif Raymond at that point. To be real, and we've turned them into some pretty much solid receivers. And I'm going to give them an A just because I feel like they're overachieving. Josh Reynolds isn't the fastest guy. He's not the best route runner. Khalif Raymond's undersized, tough, fast, shifty receiver, and I think they're playing solid.
Yeah.
We expect Saint. Yeah, that drop was cruel. I don't like you dropping balls, St. Brown. You the guy. So I'm going to give them an A just because I feel like they really, truly are overachieving because they're really not top-tier receivers.
Yeah, that's a good point.
If they went to most teams, they're going to be either people's fourth and fifth wideouts. But over here, there are starters, and I think they've been producing. So I'm going to give them an A. And obviously, they've been run blocking. I'm giving them an A.
I like that. Yeah, I think the blocking, what the blocking has improved upon, I think recently with Laporta specifically, and also Brock Wright, the role like this last week, like that pushes the grade up for me is what the tight ends were doing. And then you move on to the receivers. I give them a lot of love because I think the way they've been blocking, like they've had a real value blocking for us. So I think last week, man, it was like, yo, they're hitting it. Like Josh Reynolds is blocking everybody. I know St. Brown's going to do it, but when those guys start doing it, it gets you hype a little bit. So I'm not even mad that you win A there. I think that's fair. We have running back and then quarterback. So you want to start off running back?
Running back. This is tricky because we got a rookie running back who I think is playing pretty well.
Yeah. I was going to say, really, the only bad thing from Montgomery has been the fumble. Everything else, I feel like he's been as advertised.
Because I think he's shedding tackles. He's gaining extra yards when he's not supposed to get yards. RB is stupid ass drops. Panda, I've been saying, I don't even think Kapinda should have made the 53-man roster, Panda, but okay.
Don't disrespect Kapinda like that.
I can't go with a C. Go ahead.
The one clip of him looking at that camera in Hard Knocks got him a deal. That's it. That's all we need to know. We saw that. We're like, all right. We can't let that guy go somewhere else. He needs to stick around. So, and look, they need the fullback in this offense.
They do, but I just feel like we can get a tight end. I don't know.
Hey, we might have that guy. We might have that guy.
I don't know.
I mean, his contract is ending here soon, so we might have that guy.
And it's time not to re-sign him.
Dang.
Give that money to Chauncey Gardner.
You watching? You're not, but I rock with Kapinda.
I can't rock with him.
I don't even think it's that great either. Like the one play, he just got lit up as a fullback, and it was like, oh dang. But anyways, Yeah,
You just be holding on
it
to
was
these
tough.
bums, bro. You gotta Lions, you can't get attached. It's a business, baby.
Hey,
it's a
you have
business.
better
If you ain't
grades than I
producing,
do.
you gotta
have
go.
better grades than I
No,
do.
I'm circling back to the Will Harris, okay? And now
No.
you're talking about you love Kabinda. Quit loving these bums, dog. We're a good team. We want good players. These are mid players below mid. Don't get caught up in the hype because they Lions. I don't love you just because you're a Lion. No.
He's a backup slot cornerback. And he's good. There's a lot of good there. There's limitations. He's a backup. You expect that. You expect there to be limitations with your backup.
Anytime he's on the field, I get nervous.
Nah. I feel like people get nervous because it's talked about all the time.
A smart coordinator would target Will Harris.
Hold up. So should Jerry hold up. I gotta because my man Phantom said Will Harris gotta go. So should Jerry Jacobs go? Does he need to go because he got targeted against?
Jerry Jacobs doesn't.
This is all I'm saying because Seattle targeted him. I'm not even talking to you as much as a chat here. Seattle targeted him. You don't let him go because of that, right? Will Harris gave up one big play to a speedy slot. Outside of that, he was good.
Jerry Jacobs has played better football than Will Harris. Will Harris has been here damn near 6 years, and I still ain't seen no good football out of this, though. Let's be real. I still ain't seen no good football out of this.
Why does it do this?
I've seen some good football out of Jerry Jacobs, and I actually think Jerry Jacobs has been our worst corner this year. Jerry Jacobs has been the worst corner, but I still think he's better than Will Harris. When Will Harris gets on the field, I get nervous that a good offensive coordinator is going to target him. Because you put me out there, I'm calling plays. We're attacking 25. We're going to attack 25, bro.
No.
It is what it is. I got off track just because it's like, bro, you be falling in love with these just because you a Lion don't mean I gotta love you.
I gave them a B-. I gave him a B-.
No,
Brad, he's a backup slot cornerback. He's got a real role. Damn it. He's good at certain things. He's good at certain things.
Look, I'm Ryan down
very
here
good
in
at
chat.
Certain things.
Chase in for Branch. Then Red, 100% I'm playing Chase over. I'd rather see Chase over Will Harris.
See, I don't even want to go down this road, and I'm not even mad.
Let's go down it. Drive.
Well, I mean, if everybody wants to love up Chase wasn't getting cooked 3 times in his preseason game. I get he had a pick. Will Harris has had a pick. He was getting he got cooked like 3 times when he was manned up. Happened. He's limited. There's limitations with Chase Lucas. Red, do you think there's limitations with Lucas?
Well, there's limitations to damn near everything.
He's limited as a man corner. He specifically is limited as a man corner.
I'd rather see him than I'd rather see him than Will Harris out there. Yep. I'm telling you, bro.
I'm not even mad if we see Chase Lucas.
I get nervous when 25 is in the game. I do. I get nervous, dog. Because it's like, oh God, hopefully they don't throw it towards him.
It's a backup.
As long as they don't throw it towards
don't we get
25.
nervous? We get nervous.
I'm not nervous that 21 is the game. I'm not nervous that 6 in the game or 21.
That's unique though. No. That's unique because Tracy Walker is legitimately a starter.
Okay, Iffy. I'm not nervous that Iffy's in the game. 6. Iffy. I'm not nervous that he's in the game.
We can't act like Iffy's been perfect though. Iffy ain't been perfect though. He just doesn't get exposed as much because it's a different role. He's been playing good. I agree.
Look, he's still back there starting these past few weeks, and I ain't been nervous with it. But when 25 came in that game, I'm like, oh God, here we go. Bam, they didn't target him. Bam, there he go again. Bam.
Wait, but you acting like he didn't make good plays. He got targeted one time.
He was playing so bad. They brought in our rookie stud who got a high ankle sprain or something. Like, bro, we need you to play, bro. Take that thing up. Here, I'm gonna give you a shot. You go get back in. And he got re-injured. If you would have played solid, we wouldn't even be talking about is Brian Branch playing this week? Man, I hope Branch plays this week. No, he probably ain't gonna play this week because the dude was forced to come back into the game because you're playing so bad. Yes, bro. Will Harris is bummed.
He gave up one play, bro. He gave up one big play.
That's all we've seen. We don't even know what else really went on. We don't even know what really went on about on the all 22. We don't even know.
No, we do. We had the all 22. I watched the all 22. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
How did he play? How did he play? How did he play good?
I thought he played good outside of that. I thought he played really solid outside of that. I thought his zone coverage was really good.
Okay. I'll take your word for that. I'll take your word.
All right.
If you've watched all 22, I'll take your word, my man. Okay. All right. He's still a bum, but I'll take your word that he played good.
I
Besides
need
that
Will
one
to
play.
get a pick this week. I need Will to cook this week, and everybody be like, "Oh dang!"
And you know what? That's not
Hey,
gonna happen. I hope it
this
does because
might
I
be a
want us
good
to win the
problem.
game, but we know that's not gonna happen.
All right, we're on the running back, Red. What are we thinking? I'll tell you what I gave him.
Go.
I can tell you what I gave running back. I gave her a B. I gave running back a B.
Also. I would give him a
Okay.
B also. I think, but I'm going to hit on this though. I think Montgomery was a great free agent addition. We all thought that when we picked him up. Okay, and I think he's panned out to do what he's been doing. I know his average is below 4 yards a pop, but at the end of the day, I think the dude is still running hard. He's got 5 touchdowns on the year. Gibbs has played solid in his limited role. I think he's been running pretty hard. Those first couple of weeks, I thought he was really like, hey, I think we need to get dude to get a little bit more tick. But yeah, I want to see him get a few more snaps. I'm not upset that we took him that early in the draft. I always wanted Gibbs. I thought it'd be in the second. But I think we do have a great tandem. I'm going to say I think this tandem is better than last year's tandem because that's what they're going to be judged on at the end of the day. Are you better than Jamal Williams and Swift? And as of right now, I'm going to say, yes, you are better than Jamal Williams and Swift, even though we haven't been through a whole season. But just looking at the tape and looking at the film, I think they are better running backs. I mean, we know that. Swift has also been playing good football. We are, I'm a big Swifto fan, but his availability is terrible. But he's been playing good football for the Philadelphia Eagles, and I still would much rather have this tandem than last year's tandem. Why are you laughing? I'm
just reading the chat, man. I don't.
Okay.
I'm just reading the chat. Here.
Are you talking about Panda?
No. So, yeah.
Shout out to my guy Panda. Shout out to the whole chat, man. We appreciate y'all tapping in. Real talk. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Real talk. I know y'all here vibing with us. Hit the like button. Take a couple seconds and hit that thumbs up for us one time for the one time.
I appreciate that. Shout out to Brad for that. Hey, no, so here's what I was gonna say. I'm with you in the fact that I think as we're gonna look back on this and be like, yeah, this was way better. This was the right move, right? Like this is gonna work out better. I think it's clear Montgomery is better than Jamal Williams. The fumble was bad, but I think he's just a better runner than he is. I think Jahmyr Gibbs has room. He just needs to develop as a pure runner. He's just not there yet as a pure runner, and I think that's okay. But I don't think that was a shock. Like I know I personally did it, but I don't think either of us, when we drafted Gibbs, as much as we liked him, you thought maybe it'd be a second round guy, and maybe we were shocked with how high he went. But it was like, okay, we kind of get it, right? Because he's just kind of special athletically. But I don't think any of us were, either me or you, were shocked when we're looking at him as a runner and saying, man, he's not an elite runner, because he wasn't. I didn't think we felt that way when he came out. We like a lot of things that he's done. Like that guy, his contact balance has been honestly more impressive than I thought it would be. The way that he sets up the yeah, I mean, I was like, whoa, okay, this is actually better than I thought it would be. To Jason's point, the patience, the tempo, he'll run through runs. Like he doesn't set up blocks that well right now. He doesn't really set up blocks between the tackles. Yeah. And I think that's going to take some, but he's got the perfect guy to learn from. I mean,
but I have seen him do it on a couple plays though on the inside.
This is true.
Everybody said he's not an inside the guard runner, but I have seen him set up blocks. I've seen it. He just needs to get a little better at it, and that's for him being
more
rookie,
consistent.
You know what I mean? Yeah,
he's got the. And that's he can see it. Time. Yeah, there's I feel like there's an awareness with him. Like when there's a missed block, he feels it and he gets off of it. But it's more so just consistently setting up blocks is what I'm looking at for him. It's just like that needs to grow. Right. But the pass game. Like, look, man, he's going to be like hit and miss in terms of his production consistently week to week, just because certain guys will go. But like for him, I think it's fine. He's in a good place. He's just going to take a little bit of time, and I think that's okay. It's okay for guys to need to develop. I understand he's a running back, but I think that's okay for him to need to develop as a running back because we have Montgomery. We're allowed to do that. We didn't need the guy that was like he's ready right now. So overall, that's why I gave it a B, because Montgomery's been awesome outside of the fumble, pass protection, everything, and then quarterback, Brad. Now, look, Panda doesn't want to see an A here.
To the Gibbs point, though, he's also going to be judged on how good Bijan does, because we had the chance to take Bijan, trade him.
Now we got Laporta because we moved.
And at the end of the day, I'll take Laporta and Gibbs over just having Bijan. I will say that.
And I know you've said that a lot. That's why I said that, because Rad's told me that a lot when we've talked about this, is that we also got Laporta out of it, just like reminding, the whole situation, how that there was an impact there. So I wanted to point that out. But yeah, like Bijan.
I'm happy with it.
Bijan was like an elite rusher. I feel like coming out, and he's already showing that like, oh yeah, he's he's a little bit different when the ball's in his hands right now. Yeah, but it's like I still don't believe, and I've already seen drops from Bijan. I know Gibbs has had a couple, but I don't believe that he's gonna have the upside as a receiving back that Gibbs is gonna have. I don't see it, man. I think Gibbs is gonna have such a high ceiling there. I don't think Bijan's gonna have that. So I think that's what's going to separate the two. It's just different styles, and you have Montgomery for 3 years. You don't need that style.
I would agree.
All right.
Who's the best
quarterback?
I just seen the chat.
Oh.
I just real quick.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Chat.
Yeah.
They just said it. Who out of our top 4 picks? Who's the best out of our top 4 picks right now? I know. I
would say Branch. I would say Branch consistently.
I would say Brian Branch. I would say Branch.
Branch is the best.
Branch.
Laporta's 2. And then wait, who is the other? Oh, Campbell.
I think Gibbs is 2nd.
I don't know.
Gibbs
It's third. Yeah,
Gibbs is 3rd.
It's close between those two for me.
I would say. Branch.
I would say it's close between those two. Yeah, but Branch is 1 for sure.
It is close. I would agree. 3 and 4 is close. Panda said Big Broderick Martin is bun.
But he's gonna take some time. And I think that's. But I'll tell you what. Shout out to Benito for allowing him to take time, because if Benito was trash, it'd be like, oh snap, we're in trouble here. We gotta put somebody out there, and Bugs can't rotate. Benito's allowed Bugs to become the rotational guy. So has Levi in a sense, because Levi's like just sprinkled in a little bit with Aleem. But shout out to him for holding it down. Broderick is going to take time, and I think even you talked about that a lot, Rad, coming out, because you talked about like just some of the technical things in his game. But he's also kind of he's like a freak effort kind of guy, and they don't make dudes like that. Guys don't come out like that. So it's going to take some time with him.
Just a big body.
It'll work
dude.
though.
Pause.
Yeah,
I feel it.
All right, quarterback, right? They didn't want to see the A here. I didn't even write down an A. I'll be honest.
Quarterback.
I didn't write down an A.
Should you start? Because this is your guy.
Yeah.
Should you go first, or you want me to go first? And you can finish it up because it's your guy. Okay. Let me go first. It's your guy. Okay. I'm gonna be real. I think he's had a couple dumb picks.
Yeah, he's had a couple bad ones.
I'm gonna give. I don't know, man. I think I read he's had like dang near 70% completion rate. Am I tripping? Do you know his completion rate?
I don't even know his stats on top of my head.
Does anybody know? I know he's got 3 picks. I know he got 3 picks, and I believe he has like 6 or 7 touchdowns.
All right, so
I think his completion ratio is close to 70%. I could be wrong, but just let me know. What's his?
All right, I got you. Here it is.
I think he's a B plus. I'm not mad at Goff. He's thrown a couple bonehead picks, but I think he's completing the ball very well. Go ahead, my bad.
No, you're good. He's completing 69.5% of his passes.
He's
got
a
a 69 QBR, which is his highest in his career to this
point.
He's a
B plus. I might want to. I'm gonna be real. I might give him an A minus, but because he's a B plus because he's thrown a couple dumb picks. So it's like, come on, Goff, bro. At this point, I'm expecting Goff to play a lot better. Like, I'm gonna be real. I believe in Goff. Like,
snap.
Hold on. Look. This is how I'm explaining. I'm gonna explain Goff.
We heard you, Red. You don't have to explain it yourself.
Goff doesn't have my fandom. Goff doesn't have my fandom like as if it was Matt Stafford. Okay, he doesn't have that type of fandom out of me. But I respect Goff. I think he's a good quarterback, and I am cool with him being our quarterback. I am very cool with that because he's better than a lot of QB. I take him over Dak Prescott. There's a lot of quarterbacks I take him over. You know what I'm saying? So I think Goff is really playing at a B. Bro, you have a 70% completion rate. That is hard in the NFL. That's damn good. That ain't pretty. That's pretty damn good. That's not pretty good. That's damn good. So I'm gonna give him a B plus. He's just throwing a couple picks, so it's like, come on, my G. Like, golly. You know what I mean? The Seattle game. I think I talked to you after that. I was like, I feel like if Goff didn't throw that pick coming out of the second half, I think we beat Seattle. I think we beat 4-0. He's not the reason why we lost the game, but I just feel like the momentum swinged. We were up. We get the ball at half. If you come in and we get some points on the board, like we keep hitting them. You know
if we could have got up on 2 scores, any point.
Exactly. So that's why I feel like that was the turning point of the game. But I'm gonna give Goff a B plus, bro. You got to respect a guy when he's completing 70% of his passes in the NFL. I know he's got it was 6 touchdowns, right? To 3 picks.
Yeah, 6
that
touchdowns.
Could be better. You know, we always gonna want more TDs out of you.
You want me to read his stat line?
Yeah, go ahead. I think he's a B+.
So
I might have gave him an A-.
He's got 257 yards per game, which is 4 yards less than last year. He's got 6 touchdowns to 3 picks, 69.5% completion percentage. This is high. It's 4% up from last year.
That's 70%.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome, man. I didn't even know that. He's 7.9 yards per attempt, which is 0.3 up from last year. And this QBR is up from 63.3 to 69, and his passer rating is down to 98.4 from 99.3.
I'm giving him a B+. If he went through a couple little dumb picks.
And see, here's the thing. I thought that pick. I thought that was on the running back, but then he specifically said that he felt that he's had, I think he said 2 bad throws and 1 bad decision. I think the bad decision maybe was this week, just because I didn't think he held the defender long enough. I think he didn't hold Ford long enough, and once there was pressure and he kind of backpedaled, it told Ford like, "Oh, you can drop off your route and go pick that." That's what I thought it was. I don't think he hold, and I thought the running back one, I thought Gibbs was supposed to sit down and do a little like hook that route off. Instead, he kind of ran through it. I thought that was what happened, but maybe it wasn't. I could be wrong. That's just what I saw from it. So I could just straight up be wrong, and that's fine. I may have just been wrong on that one. And then what was the other interception?
He threw one across the middle. It was one across the middle that it was against.
Who was against?
Did he throw 2 picks against Seattle? He had a pick across the middle.
Was. I can look it up.
And I felt the interception was coming because he had a couple errant throws. Yeah. Like he missed a couple, and then it was the next series he threw a pick across the middle. I believe it was against Seattle. Did he?
So he had 1 against Seattle, 1 against Atlanta, 1 against Green Bay. So 1 in 3 games. But I don't know what the other one was. I think it's the
Atlanta one. The Atlanta one. He threw 1 across the middle to where that one, the one to Bates. It's the one to Bates across
I don't even
the
remember
middle.
It,
yes. If you watch that game, he had a couple bad throws in a row. And then
I know which one it is. I got you. Yep, I know what you're talking about.
We got the ball back, and then he threw a pick. I felt it.
That was a bad.
Calm down. Just calm down. He had a couple bad throws in that Falcon game, and I felt like, bro, he's like uneasy right now. Like
it's like he was pressing, right?
Yes, like I'm like he's never truly rattled. I've noticed that about Goff, and I just felt like, man, he throwing a couple bad balls, like, and then bam, the pick came to Bates. I'm like, okay, I felt it. Like I truly feel like
absolutely, I completely agree. You could feel it coming.
If you watch football, you could, because he had a couple bad throws the drive before, and then boom, he throws the pick, and I'm like, you know what? I felt that interception coming. Like, what are you doing, Goff? Relax. But besides that interception, I don't really like. That's why I'm gonna get a dude a B+. It was just that Atlanta one where I felt it coming. So, Goff, to me, I'm happy he's our quarterback. I'm gonna put it out there. Y'all know I've been the biggest Goff hater. I would extend him for another 2 years. I'd give him a 2-year extension. Whoa. Back that camera.
Brad, I just thought the people would want to see a big view of this. You breaking it down, you know?
Look. I think he deserves a 2-year extension. I said it. I'd give him 2 years, maybe even a 3-year. And then, but wait. Ben Johnson, you need to get paid about $1 million less than Dan Campbell. I need Ben Johnson right there with him. But I need him.
I'm with you.
He needs to be the highest paid OC in the NFL. I don't want to lose Ben Johnson.
I know, and I think we're going to. But I will say this. So I was talking to my dad about this because I was like, I think we're gonna lose Ben, because it's just like I just don't know. I think Glenn leaves. Like if we do well, I think Glenn leaves because Glenn's almost like seemingly have wanted to leave.
I'm not tripping.
I'm with you. Like I like Glenn. But I think we can replace that. I think Calvin Shepard steps in. He's just the guy, and we'll be fine.
I am not tripping over Glenn.
but with Ben Johnson, he was saying like maybe there's a scenario where the Lions are very successful, and for Ben Johnson, it doesn't make sense to maybe go to a team that's struggling really big time, like I don't know, Chicago, and try to take that over.
Lord,
because once you do that, it's gonna be hard to step back, right? So it's like if this is going well, and he's like part of this, I think everybody's giving him his flowers. I try to give him his flowers all the time. I think he's getting that. I don't know like if there's a way to give him a big payday. I know like they reported they gave him the raise or whatever. I don't know. I give him whatever payday they want. Like I would figure that out. Like, hey, you're going to get paid. If he wants to stick around because they're doing well and it's like, hey, I'm just going to stick around. We're doing well as a coordinator here. I don't need to step out to a bad situation. Maybe if that's just one more year, great. Hey, great. But yeah, if Ben Johnson leaves, like that would be tough. That'd be really tough because I think he's been great in terms of, I think you're seeing like even the pick, right? The Atlanta one that I'm remembering now. that was the same concept that we run over and over. We run that all the time. It was honestly, it wasn't the same, but it was similar to the interception that we had this past week. We run that all the time, and it's made Goff really comfortable running those same looks, and that's fine. It's not like why he threw that missed the throw, but that's what I think Ben has done is he's made Goff very comfortable. We don't lean into when it's third and long, oh, you got to hit the sidelines. Like, no, it's going to be between the numbers. You're going to live between the numbers, and that's fine. That's a skill set. That's fine. And Ben has been great there. So I gave him a B. I gave Goff a B.
I gave him a B plus.
Hey, you did. So I wrote down the B, so I'm gonna stick with the B. You gave him a higher grade than I did.
I got it. Hey, bro,
and I'm the Goff guy. You know,
70.
I think he gets extended.
Your passes.
I think he gets extended.
Is there another quarterback? Can anybody? I don't know if there's another quarterback in the NFL completing 70% of his passes.
I think someone's at 70. I don't know who that is.
That's damn.
Can I show this clip though? Because this is what I love. I don't know if you saw this. I saw this right before we got on live, and I want to show you this. I'm going to share it. This has nothing to do with this is not a football clip. It was just like, I didn't know this happened because I had to do we did the Bleacher Report stream, but I saw this clip and I was like, oh snap, this was kind of fire actually. So Rad, tell me if you've seen this. Have you seen this? And also let me know if you can hear it. Have you seen this clip?
Not this clip, but I've seen the interview.
Okay, so you probably have seen this then. So this was after the game chat that doesn't know. I guess Fitzpatrick called him a poor man's Matt Ryan, I guess.
Matt Ryan. Yeah. I remember that.
I didn't know that. And then this was Goff's. I love this. This was Goff's reaction, chat.
Thought I played better throughout the rest of the game. Hope it's up to your standards.
You played a lot, but you played very well, dog.
Okay.
We're very happy.
I didn't know it was a poor man's anything, but
he hears that. He's listening.
I heard about it.
I love that, dude. I love it.
Andrew. I didn't do it.
But he low-key is a poor man's Matt Ryan, though. That's kind of spot on.
Oh, my goodness. He's better than Matt Ryan.
That's kind of spot on. Matt Ryan was a dog. Hold on.
Matt Ryan's. I'm not disrespecting Matt Ryan. He's a dog. He's really good offensive coordinator that brought it out of him, right?
Ryan.
McVay.
He's not better than
but
Matt
he's better
Ryan.
than Matt Ryan.
No, he's
better
not.
than Matt Ryan.
Come on, man. Dose, look, I gave Goff his flowers. I think he's playing good football. But I think Matt
okay, but
Ryan
I did like the response though. I did love the response though.
Yeah,
I think we all love the
poor
response.
man's anything. Like I feel it.
You gotta have that. You know what I thought on that pick too, and I don't know because I'm with you. Like I felt like everything was kind of getting high for a second, and then or we saw I don't know if it was the same game, but there was the late hit. I think it was Seattle, and then he the very next pass he took the shot and it was incomplete. But it felt like I don't know. I felt like there's been a little bit more I don't know if the swagger is the right word, but there's been a little bit more of that with him this year. Where it's a little 100%. Bit more okay, I'm kind of doing my own thing here. Not necessarily out of his skill set, but he's kind of I'm pushing it a little bit. He's feeling himself a little bit. I felt more of that, more control, more confidence.
He's comfortable.
There you go.
For sure. He's 100% comfortable. Yeah. He knows this is his team. He's not going to lose his job. He has some good pieces around him, and he has a great old line. He's mad comfortable. I could tell this Goff completely different from the year one when he got here. Yeah, it's a whole different Goff.
Oh, yeah.
And this is why I believe in him. I'm happy that he is our quarterback. Do I think there's better quarterbacks out there? Yeah, there's a couple. There's a few. But I'm happy that he's our quarterback. And for that price, I think he deserves an extension. Because we still got Hendon Hooker. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
we do. We got to figure that out. But
we still got Hendon Hooker, Bubba.
So, I'm so pumped to see that dude play. I just want to see him play in the preseason. Just see what it looks like. Because I'll tell you, we can obviously I can't base really nothing. But even practice throws, he was there would be some beautiful throws where you're okay, that's just a throw that Goff doesn't have the arm to make that kind of throw. But then there were also some that just throwing around. I understand he's just throwing around, but he was completely missing some just practice throws. You know what I mean? They weren't even hit. So, and I think that's going to be there with Hooker because you would see he would miss easy stuff in Tennessee, but then he made some beautiful throws too. He would miss swing routes, just completely miss it. It was what the heck is that? I don't think you're going to get that from Goff as much, but you also, I don't think from Goff get those consistency on some of the, just because he just has a bigger arm, man. He just has a way bigger arm than Goff does. So it's just different, and he can run a little bit. Hooker is what everybody wants in the NFL, I think, as a prototype. And it's just we don't have to put him out there because Goff has played so well. We don't have to use him. I don't know. I'm excited
for 2 more years. If Goff continues to play like this, let him chill for 2 more years. And then that last year, though, we got to see if you work that extension.
Yeah, I'm with you there
So,
because he's under contract next year again. So you're not moving off him. No way.
so
I
want to.
and yeah,
What up?
it's a good problem.
Alejandro Rojas is from Tulsa, Oklahoma. What up, though? I went to high school in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Alejandro. You did?
Oh snap! So did I.
No, you didn't. That's cap.
Almost near there. We were talking before the stream. I was in the vicinity.
You wasn't.
Both of our states
That's
have an
cap.
O in it. That's really what I'm trying to say. And an
That's
H.
true.
Hold up. We actually have 3 of the same letters. I basically went to there. I'm just saying. Anyway, I mean, if we're really being honest, sometimes it gets hot over here too. Sometimes
I can dig it.
It gets hot over you, all right, man?
it.
It gets hot over there. You need a fan.
Summertime, but
Yeah.
right now we like in the it's sunny out. I forgot it's sunny. Yesterday it was like in the 50s or 60s, man. I hate Portland, Oregon. I can't wait to get out of here.
You hate it?
I hate
the rain, right?
Yeah, I hate the rain and everything.
Did you guys have the thing go off? Oh, he asked what school. I don't know if you want to share that information, but yeah.
I went to Tulsa Union. Everybody know Tulsa Union.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the
Tulsa
day,
Union. Yeah,
I remember
back
Tulsa
in the
Union.
day. Tulsa
Yeah.
Union, you heard? You
Everybody
know
knows
what
my
I'm talking
school
about.
too.
Tulsa Union.
What was I don't remember what I was gonna say. Shoot. Okay, I don't remember. Brad, man, it was good to have you back, dude. We knocked some grades out. That was fun. I wanted to kind of get your like feel of like the landscape just a little bit on the NFL, just because we haven't talked for a while. And I know we did our rookie of the year predictions. I think we both had Bijan 1, but I don't remember for sure.
We did.
But we'll see. I mean, I think he's still in the running for that for sure because he's been cooking. Stroud's probably the front runner right now. Stroud probably is, even though it hasn't been like perfect. So like just looking around the NFL, has there been any two teams that have surprised you, good or bad? Like, dang, they're way better than I thought, or like the team like maybe the Broncos, were like, dude, it just hasn't came together yet. I mean, they just won.
Way better than what I thought.
Any teams like that?
I know there's a team
maybe?
that's way worse than what I thought, and I'm gonna say that's the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah. Oh
they're,
yeah,
they're way
That's a
worse
good
than what I thought.
Oh goodness.
Way better though. I don't know. Like I expected Miami to be good. I'd rather talk about how I feel like we're top. I feel like we're number 3 in the NFC.
I think we're number 1 in the NFC, so we can talk about that real quick.
I can't say number 1 because San Francisco's
I'm
playing
saying
good football, and Philly also.
Okay.
You got to respect Philly. They beat us last year, but
I thought you were going to
think
say Dallas.
Truly, Dallas is 4. I don't believe in Dallas, bro. No, Dallas doesn't scare me. No, I don't believe in that. I don't believe.
I think we're more comfortably better than Philly than Dallas.
I think we're more comfortably better than Dallas than Philly.
Okay. You have us at 3 though. That's a little bit.
I have us at 3 in the NFC. I think that's.
You had a lot of hits today. That was a miss before.
I think that's realistic.
It's all right. I mean, it's a realistic miss. That's what that is. Cool.
What do you truly think we are in the NFC?
I think we're number 1 in the NFC. Here's why.
I think we would have to. Go ahead, because I think Christian McCaffrey would have to get hurt, and then we could jump over the 49ers.
And that's I'm not hoping for the injury, but we know injuries happen.
Me either. But
and this is why I put us at 1. This is why I put us at 1 because we came into the year, right? What were the biggest concerns of like injuries? Tackle. We've already lost Taylor Decker. What do we do without him? We handle business without him. We handled business without Taylor Decker. We were fine. Matt Nelson, I give him some credit. He actually was not too bad. Like Matt Nelson was okay. We protected him, but he was okay. We just adjusted some things. Sewell can obviously go to left tackle. So there was that. Then on the defensive side, now I wouldn't say this was like the biggest loss. Obviously, James Houston, that's Matt. You talked about it, right? The second best pass rusher. You lose that guy, that's tough.
First.
But Charles has held his own, right? Yeah, second. So then it's really, to me, defensively, I can look at it and say we're really strong in depth-wise. We got your boy Will Harris. That's strong for depth. Specifically safety. We literally have Tracy Walker's a starter. A 3rd-round pick in Iffy. That is your backup safeties. Like, I'm not saying like that's 2 and 3. That's 3 and 4. You could say, right? Because Cody Joseph is going to start. Yeah, that's like Awesome depth. So we have awesome depth there. Cornerback, we know Jerry can start. Like we've seen that. Jerry can absolutely, especially I think if he's allowed to press more, he just looks more comfortable. This was his best week. Emmanuel Mosley gives us that offset where he just gives us a little bit more. I think Mosley's a dog. To hit on your stats that you said earlier, I had him pulled up actually for a second. Emmanuel Mosley. I'll pull him up real quick here.
Hey, chat, real quick while he's pulling that up. Where do y'all think we are in the NFC? Honestly, take the fandom, the bias out of it. Where do you truly think we are? I'd like to know what the chat thinks. Go ahead, Dose. No, I want to know where, because I truly think we're 3.
Okay. So I was just going to say this. Emmanuel Mosley, according to PFF stats, just put it in perspective, to what we're saying. 2021 passer rating allowed 72. He allowed a 72 passer rating, 31 receptions on 54 targets. That's an awesome completion percentage. I think that's like 60%, maybe something around there, and he had a pick. Good. Then 2022, right? So he only played, I think, the first 4 or 5 games that year. He allowed a 63.5 passer rating, 13 receptions on 20 targets. And as you said, another interception that season, not giving up a touchdown. Like the dude, he was great about getting him out.
My boy Naylor told me, he's like, bro, y'all got a dime, and he's like, I didn't want him to leave the Niners. I was upset when he left the Niners. He's like, y'all got a dog at corner.
And that's a crazy path that he took. I think I believe he's a UDFA to go from that, and then he kind of slowly worked his way up to like all of a sudden he was like a top 2 corner of the team. He got an extension with them, but then he was injured, so now he's a free agent. And he signs with us. Man, I think he's gonna end up getting an extension with us, because I think what we're going to see is there hasn't really been any setbacks, knock on wood or whatever, but he's kind of on the timeline that I think they expected, and he's going to get in there, and I think we're going to be like, oh, okay, yeah, he's just clearly he's a starter in the NFL. He's not Sauce, maybe he's not that. I'm not saying he's AJ Terrell, but he's a starting cornerback, and he's a good starting cornerback. He's into that level, right. So I think that just adds something that we haven't really seen that since Slade, for being honest. We haven't seen a really like a above that next like solid. Like, I think Cam Sutton, he's a real solid corner. He plays his role well. Right, but a guy that can do a little bit more and kind of get outside that, that's Mosley. We haven't seen that since Slay. I'm not saying he's Slay.
I would agree with that.
He's good. So that's why I think we're the best team in the NFC.
And this is why the chat thinks we're 3rd, top 3.
3rd.
3.
Oh my goodness. Chat. 2. We have the best run defense in football. And
4th.
Let's be real about this.
3,
this isn't new.
4th or 5th.
Y'all are crazy, bro. That's what the odds would say. Is we're 5th. We're number 1.
I think we're
number 1. You could argue San Fran to me. That's fine. I would not put Philly above us. No shot.
But you're
even if you I understand they're undefeated. No way I'm putting Philly above us. I kind of get it. You could say Dallas. Okay, they lost to Arizona. We lost to Seattle. Ours is a better loss if we just want to go that way. But I don't trust. Like to you, you said right. Most people, I think, would agree in the chat. Goff or Dak? I'm taking Goff. And I think we're going to see it this weekend. I think we're going to see it this weekend. They're about to play San Fran. I just don't trust Dak in situations where he has to throw the football, especially against a really legit defense. And I think our defense is now trending towards that, like a really legit defense. We're starting to see it. We obviously know the run defense is there. The coverage is like feeling like it's catching up. But I think the good thing about coverage is a lot of we feel really good. We have one of the best slots in football, maybe the defensive rookie of the year in football. And then we have a really solid corner. And we have another one that's solid as well in Jerry, but we could get it even above that here with Mosley.
So then I have to ask, Goff versus Hurts. Yeah, exactly. We're 3rd, bro. We're 3rd.
I might take Goff.
Over Hurts.
Here's what I'll say. I don't know if I would take Goff over Hurts, but I'll say this. Offense versus offense, I take our offense. Like, because if we are matched up specifically, I know we can throw on that secondary.
Offense on them, dog.
They got an okay offense. They haven't looked as good as last year. They were great haven't looked as last year, right? And we know what they can do because AJ Brown, when they got those receivers, they can just kind of get one-on-ones and cook. They haven't been that way this year on offense. And I do think if we matched up with them straight up, which would be the case if we're the best team in the NFC, we're going to play them at some point. I think that we can throw. I think that's the weakest part of this team is the secondary, and the Rams play them this week. I'm taking the Rams to beat them. I think there's a chance we see that. They have a great O-line and D-line, and they're kind of leaning through that. They're able to run the ball against everybody, but they're about to face the Rams. I think the Rams are going to throw well against them and be like, oh, okay, you can throw on this team. And I think our passing offense is better than their passing offense. I mean, hey, chat, anybody disagree? They don't have an elite secondary. They got names, but they don't got an elite secondary. They got dudes. Oh, I've heard of Bradbury probably because of the flag. He's a good corner. But they don't have an elite secondary for being real. They haven't that. I don't think they play that against stuff. I don't think they played that way last year we played him. Goff was cooking. I mean, he had the interception, I think was Hawkinson. They had like confusion on week 1. Outside of that, we were really good on just couldn't get the ball enough. We couldn't get off the field. That was it. It's like, dude, if we get off the field, we're gonna have a chance here. We couldn't do it. But anyway, I think we're going to the Super Bowl this year.
Okay.
People think I'm crazy saying that though, Red. When you're silent when Red, I need you to be like
2024.
Okay,
no,
I need you to be like,
I've been saying for 2 years. It's
silent,
2024.
like
I think no.
Chat's
I think
looking
it's
at me like
2024. I think.
Why can't it be 2023? Wait, the Super Bowl takes place in 2024, right?
What's that?
Doesn't the Super Bowl take place in 2024? So we are talking about the same thing. I got you. February 2024.
I think next season we win the Super Bowl. I don't think
Lions off.
I don't think we're just there yet. I think we're gonna win a playoff game. I think we're a good football team. I don't know. We could be hot like we was last year going into the playoffs.
Let me do this for you.
I put our offense up against anybody. I really would. I've been saying that for 2 seasons now. But
that's true. Let me do this for you. Let me just ask you this.
Yeah, if J-Mo can come in and
because
add another spark.
Can I say that? Here's my concern. Here's my concern with what you're saying. Here's why I'm thinking this year. We just talked about Ben Johnson leaving. If that happens, that's going to be tough to replace. We just saw Philly lose both of their coordinators. I think that's tough to replace. So there's that. I think we have a really good timeline because they're both still here. They both could leave after this year. They're both still here this year. Let me ask you this though: Do you think we're going to win the division this year? If you were predicting right now, do you think we win the division? Okay, so we got a home playoff game against the wild card team at home. Do you think we would be favored to win that game? Likely, right?
Let's hope
because we're not going to be playing the Niners.
Let's hope it's not Seattle. Yes,
Seattle will be the toughest opponent. But I feel like I think if we were with Seattle, we beat them this week. Yes. I think we run it back, we beat them.
If we got the ball in overtime, we beat Seattle. But let's just hope it's not Seattle. Then I would say yes, we'll win that game. Because Seattle, for some reason,
they're going to be one of the wild card teams.
Look, I don't know. I don't know what it is about Seattle, but we struggle with them. So
this is true.
I think we could beat anybody in the NFC, whoever's coming to the D. Yes, but I'd rather not be Seattle. Put it that way.
So all I'm saying is, if you have that, you won a playoff game, right? So now we're into the division round. I ain't even saying we're winning the NFC. We're getting the first seed because I'm not going to go that far. But we win that first playoff game. Now we're into the divisional round. And we're probably playing who? We're probably playing either Philly, Dallas, or San Fran. Right? We're probably playing one of those three. I think we'd beat Dallas. I think we'd beat San Fran. I think we'd beat Philly. So I'm just saying,
the refs ain't gonna let us beat Dallas. The refs.
This is actually true. But what I'm saying is, I think there's a real opportunity here because both coordinators are still here, and there's going to be some shaking up in the staff next year.
I look at it as like we may lose Glenn after this year, but I think Brad Johnson comes back because he wants to finish what he started. I think they both might want to finish what they started.
But what if they finish what they started this year?
Because when you a head coach, bro, it's a whole different type of pressure on you than a coordinator, bro. Like,
no, I agree, but you're saying but if they finish what they started in 2023, 24, then what else do they have to finish? Because
if we make it to the Super Bowl, we going. I don't see it happening this year, but if so, we're going to the Super Bowl.
Okay, one more question. Do you think we can win the NFC? Do you think we could finish with the 1 seed?
Our division is weak. I got to look at the schedules. I don't know, bro, because San Francisco, I mean, it just depends on how San Francisco's and the Seahawks play out. Because I think we're going to sweep our division this year. We should have swept it last year. We went 5-1. I think we'll sweep our division, but it just depends on other games, bro. Like I'm starting to think we can beat Baltimore in Baltimore because Baltimore is really not looking that good, to be honest. People have watched the Ravens play. We got another tough
Raiders
game
are Monday night. I think that's at the end of the year.
We might be going to that.
Let's think of, we might be. So here's the thing. Here's the only thing I'll say. So the end of the year, right, we were looking at it. The toughest stretch was the beginning of the season. We're 3-1 coming out of it. And the very end of the season to me, because we had Vikings, Dallas, Vikings. The Vikings could be out of the playoff mix. They're 1-3. I mean, they could be out of the playoff mix by the time we get there. If that's the case, that would help us. So that would make those wins here. And we'll have to see where Dallas is at in terms of playing starters and things. But my thing is, if you look at those two divisions with San Fran's not going undefeated. I don't see San Fran going undefeated. So they can lose to Seattle in one of those two games. They've already beat the Rams once, but I think the Rams could get them. You know, that's there's usually a tricky one, but it could happen. And I look at Dallas, like the Dallas and Philly, they're gonna beat each other at some point in there.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, there's a chance to it, but I don't think we will. But I do think we're gonna. I think we win a Super Bowl this year, or we're going to Super Bowl this year. I'm not saying gonna win because the AFC is gonna put a really good team out. Probably they're gonna put Buffalo, Miami might be in there. You always could see the Chiefs, but we gonna handle the Chiefs.
If we going to the Super Bowl. We going to the Super Bowl. We make it to the Super Bowl. We going to the Super Bowl.
You got to find a way, huh? I don't even know how we just sneak in there. Figure it out. They should give us tickets. Be honest,
we going shit.
Someone's gonna hook us up.
We in there, bit. You heard me? Broadcasting live from the Super Bowl, drunk in a bit, going ape shit. You heard me, bro?
I'm with you. I would love to be in that spot. We could be. We could absolutely be there. We could be separate from our division. I'm telling you, if the Packers lose the Raiders this week, we could really create some space. Because we're favored by 9.5 right now to Carolina. I think it's going to be a tricky one because their defense is really good. But if we handle business as we should be able to handle business outside of the Baltimore game like the next 3 or 4 weeks reasonably. We should be favorites. Tampa Bay is going to be a tricky one. I don't know, man. I'm just saying we could create some real space in this division because they're about to play the Raiders, and I think the Chiefs are playing the Vikings. So there's a real shot the Vikings are sitting at 1-4, and the Bears losing like they did just put them way behind. They're looking at the draft, I think, at this point. We get some real space right here. I don't even know what the Packers' upcoming schedule is. I just think they're going to lose this week to the Raiders. And I don't. I'm not picking out like biasness there. I just think they're going to lose that game. Oh, then they got the Broncos. They'll probably beat the Broncos. And then the Rams and the Steelers and the Chargers and then us and the Chiefs. Like, I don't know. Look, we don't need to keep going down this path. I've made my case. I think we're the best team in the NFC. You think we're third. But I'll take either one because that means we'll probably win the division. And that's it.
Right.
Just need to get in the playoffs. That's all we got to do. Anything else you want to hit on, Brad, before we wrap this thing up?
I don't. I'll see you
in a couple days. You want to look at the fantasy
we're going live
standings?
We're going live in a couple days. Make sure y'all tap in. You heard?
That's it.
We don't.
That's it.
Fantasy. I got to take a piss.
All right, chat. We're going to get out of here, man. Appreciate y'all joining. This is our midweek quarter grades. We'll be live again soon. I don't know when exactly, but we'll be live at some point soon. And we'll see. Maybe that's our thing this year. Maybe we do quarter grades this year. Come back with a little midterm.
We'll be back.
We're winning. We have to find a way.
Man.
Chat, the chat wanted y'all back. Chat, I mean, I saw y'all in there. Y'all were saying, "Where's Red at?" He's here, man. Shout out to Von D. Jordy's in the building. Says, "Welcome back."
What up, Jordy?
It's good to see you too. The Roar of 24. Ryan's in the building. Oh, hey. Red, you got to hit some.
Oh, so stupid. Oh, God. Oh,
Red, here's what I'm going to do.
Man.
Here's what we're going to do.
Oh,
here's what we're going to do.
You're a fool. Yeah.
Here's what we're going to do.
Words of wisdom by Dose.
Words of wisdom by Red.
Words of wisdom by Dose. Yeah. Words of wisdom.
Do you want the beat or I'll turn off the beat? This is chat. Everybody close your eyes. Everybody close your eyes real quick.
All right. You need to flip the camera then so you can
everybody close your eyes. Red has words that he wrote this down. So he was like, I'll mess with him a little bit. I'll say I'm not doing it, but then I want to hit it with something.
I'll give him some words.
This is deep, chat. This is deep. All right. So everybody needs to close their eyes and really lock in. This is deep.
Hey,
all right. You may look at tomorrow differently after you hear this one. I'm just saying.
Look, hey, I'm happy to be back. Happy everybody's doing well. The Lions is 3-1. You know what I'm saying? Gang. Appreciate everybody tapping in. Panda, I see you in the building. I see everybody in the building. Love everybody. Make sure y'all drink water. Stay safe. And buckle your seatbelts. That's it. Always buckle your seatbelt, bro. That's a good tip. Like, you know what I'm saying? And don't text and drive. And go Lions. I thought that was solid, bro. Like I mean, you hit a